Girls 11, 1200 IM. It's Maggie Garver for Cane Bay in 4, Emily Cochran for Crowfield in 5, Paige Salmon for Ashboro in 6, Chloe Jackson from Chamelon in 7.
The record here held by Avery Freese, set back in 2018. She swims with Snee Farm. We've seen her here today. Looking forward to watching her swim. That's a strong swimming family in the CCAA right now. Sophie Freese, Avery Freese, and then Stella Freese. Yes, so similar to the Bohan family that swam with Coosaw Creek years ago. I know they really dominated in their events.
That's a blast from the past, the Bohan family.
That'd be some more good trivia. I know we've done that in the past, is swimming families that have really dominated throughout.
Who are some other ones that we can think of that have really dominated multiple members of the family, the Freese family, the Bohan family, the Ruthier family today.
That's right. They've done well. And I know actually the Shaw family with Hawk Call. So,
they've all won titles.
Yes.
That's right.
And I know, Gil just defended her. This is her last breaststroke title before she heads off to college. Adair just moving up to that big girl age group. That's a big age group, 15 to 18. Especially with our men as they continue to grow and mature. A 15-year-old boy and an 18-year-old boy, that's a big difference.
I feel like for the girls, the biggest jump is 11, 12 to 13, 14, as Emily Cochran winning that heat in 1:30.45.
We'll see if you get any text messages about big swimming families we're forgetting.
People, if you know big swimming families that we're forgetting, I know I'm forgetting many of them. Well, we saw Rob Olson hanging out.
Yes.
His family.
Yes.
Rob, Nick, and Lindsay.
And Lindsay Olson is now, great swimmer in the CCAA with Park Shore. Went on to swim at USC.
That's right.
And has gone into coaching and is currently coaching at Xavier at the college level.
Okay, I did not know that. All right, friends, send us some text messages. Who are we forgetting? Big swimming families who have won events in the CCAA.
Just got a very important text message. The Austin family, so Dad Mike Austin, really spearheads this effort with WCBD to make this happen every year.
Yeah, but his children never won city championships.
Jack Austin, his son at Clemson, and daughter Julia Austin, also at Clemson. Very bright kids. And when I say bright, I do not use that term lightly. Jack Austin would train so much, went to academic magnet, and just really bright. I can't wait to see what they do with their futures.
Well, let's see. We get any other people who've won city? Eric would know. We need to get Eric over here and ask him who we're forgetting. So we're moving on to Heat 2 here. That's Kate Ware for Hopcon in 1, Zoe Cohen for Snee Farm in 2, Sullivan Wallace for James Island in 3, London Miller for Ashboro in 4, Cecilia Jakowski for Legend Oaks in 5, Olivia Wong for Country Club in 6, Madeline Marsa for Newington in 7, Braylon Gore for Cane Bay in 8, Autumn O'Connor from Somerville Y in 9, and Ariana Goretti for Crowfield in 10.
I know we're still a couple heats away from this, but I do want to recognize that in Heat 4, our current top seed, Charlie Bonavita with Chatham-Moss, just learning that is a miss seed. So her actual time is a 1:19. So she is listed with a 1:09. Her fastest time is 1:19. Let's see what she can do with it.
The winner in that heat is Cecilia Jakowski at 1:19.81. Second there was Zoe Cohen at 1:20.79. And third was Kate Ware at 1:21.04. Heat 3 now in the water. That's Ava Overcash for James Island in 1. Hadley Newland for Country Club in 2. Gardner Robbins for Northbridge in 3. In lane 4, that is Sophia Evans from Northbridge Terrace. In lane 5 is Finley Bennett for Park Shore, or from Snee Farm. In 6 is Charlotte Good for Daniel Island. Lori Tarpin from Newington in 7. Finley Bowers from Chatham-Moss in 8. Harriet Kelly for Hopcaw in 9. And in lane 10 is Grace Sapko for Legend Oaks. Got a text message, the Owning family.
Oh, yes, Parker Owing. So he was like
and
even...
Colin.
Yes, they were even before my time, but I'm pretty sure they still have some state records around. Excellent swimmers. Yeah, they probably swam with Pete Coons that we talked about yesterday. Longtime coach in the Charleston area. Ran the city meet timing systems for many years as well.
Finley Bennett is pulling ahead of this heat. Tight for second between Charlotte Good and Sophia Evans on either side of her. As we're racing down the stretch on this freestyle leg, Finley Bennett is going to hang on and win this heat. Her time will be a 1:14.51, Good in 1:15.57, Evans in 1:17.03.
All right, so again, when we have this last heat dive in, heat 404, pause there for a second. Here comes Finley Bennett on her finish. She wins heat 3 of 4, time of 1:14. Now our last heat diving in, Charlie Bonavita was misentered in a time.
So she is listed as the top seed, but her actual time is a 1:19. So that's Alex Ahrens from Long Point in 1, Leah Whipke for Park Shore in 2, Harper Cabello from North Charleston in 3, Emily Bonacci for North Charleston in 4, Charlie Bonavita for Shadow Moss in 5, Carly Faust for Chamelon, the freestyle winner. She's ahead in lane 6. Erin Lee for Long Point in 7, Phoebe Hayes from Park Shore in 8, Isabella Nesselrode from Somerville Y in 9, and Gabby Sullivan for Daniel Island in lane 10.
Carly Faust with Chamelon wanted to use that butterfly leg to get out in front. That's her strongest stroke. Let's see what happens here in the breaststroke with Emily Bonacci.
She should be able to finish on the freestyle. We saw her do that earlier. Harper Cabello should come on the breaststroke. She won breaststroke earlier, but
I don't
it
know,
is
Carly's
Faust.
hanging on.
She is still in front, and it is tight between Erin Lee and Phoebe Hayes.
Great kick from Carly Faust. Again, parents and those watching at home, that is very difficult to maintain that small, fast kick.
And it will be Carly Faust with another win in 107.90. Bonacci is second in 109.95. Third goes to Lee in 110.83.
Carly coming in on the finish, got a brief shot of her face after her race. She did look exhausted, but happy with her victory.
We get set for the 11-12 boys 100 IM. In lane 4, that's Cedric DeDios for Cane Bay. In 5 is Miller Horn for the Country Club. 6 is Jonathan Dixon for Fort Johnson. 7 is Austin Verthayer from Cane Bay. Tara, think of any other multiple winners?
Let's see, from past families?
Yes, that's right.
I'm still thinking about it. I'm hoping we'll get some more text messages, but it is, we've talked about this swimming in the CCAA.
Maybe we're just not as popular as we think.
Yeah, I'm glad a lot of people don't have my phone number. All right, coming into the breaststroke, the third leg or the third part of any race is the most challenging. We mentioned yesterday, obviously breaststroke is the third leg of the IM, and it is the slowest stroke. So you're spending the most time on breaststroke in the IM. So our breaststrokers usually have an advantage.
So I got some. Tristan and Kimi Davidson.
Oh, yes. Tristan went on to swim at UNC. Not sure where Kimi swam, but I know she's gone on for a successful coaching career.
You're right, she
currently
has.
out on the West Coast with a club team, if I'm...
John and Zach Learley.
Oh, yes, a wonderful swim with Liz Campbell at MPSC. They both went on to swim at Pittsburgh.
Miller Horn winning that race in 138.86 for the Country Club. That is a drop of a couple seconds for him. And the Buchanan brothers from Sneak Farm.
Oh, yes. All right, Country Club of Charleston. Wonderful
Goggles
job.
almost fell off, but he held on there to get the win in that heat. Heat 2, lane 1 is Garrett Dressel for Crowfield. 2 is Ricardo De Castro from Somerville Y. 3 is Angel Fernandez from James Island. 4 is Henry Conrad from Legend Oaks. 5, Noah Pomerantz from Park Shore. In lane 6 is Reed Aikman for Shadow Moss. In lane 7 is Graham Winterfield for the Country Club. 8 is Hobie Messerby from Somerville Y. 9, Wesley Haywood for Ashboro. 10 is Nathan Wright for James Island.
Swimmer in lane 2, Ricardo De Castro with Somerville Y, off to a wonderful start. Not sure what his best stroke is, but he definitely did a great job on the butterfly. He did one of those bucket turns that I mentioned earlier. I'm still not quite sure why coaches teach that. I feel like you're going in blind and then doing a back flip. What are your thoughts on that bucket turn?
It works for some people. I don't know. It definitely works for some people. Let's see if he can hang on here on the breaststroke. He's entered with a 130. He's going to obviously crush that. Not as great of a breaststroke split, but he should be well into the 120 range here. Probably the teens. And we'll see how high. Probably should move him into the top 10,
awesome, to
be honest.
So no one there to push Ricardo, but I'm sure his team is cheering him on. He will move up huge.
Yeah, maybe not the top 10, but he'll come in at 117.20. We'll mark that down as the time to beat. 121.45. Graham Winterfield takes second, and third was Henry Conrud in 122.74.
Oh, here comes his turn. So Ricardo, as David said, the bucket turn, back flip, and then a push off on your stomach. It worked for him. He was still able to get a full underwater cycle in, but he needed a big breath coming up to the surface. So different styles. This is not meant to criticize Ricardo or his coach. I know that my personal swimmers have had more success with either an open turn or a crossover turn to get that big breath before starting breaststroke.
The crossover turn is basically like a regular flip turn, but you have to touch the wall first.
Yes.
That's a fair way to put it. That was the only, I could not figure it out for years, then someone described it to me that way, and I still don't think it's personally faster for me, but it works for some people, and that's fine. This is the 11-12 boys IM. Banks Biggers from Sneak Farmers in 1. Hunter Billings for Shadow Moss in 2. Yudong Yi for Long Point in 3. Del Cambrai St. Germain for Daniel Island is in 4. In lane 5, that's Samuel Weisner for Long Point. 6 is Tarleton Thiessen from Newington. 7 is Beckett Schleier for Hobcott. 8, Jonah Perry for Hobcott. 9 is Johnny Bland for Legend Oaks. 10 is Jay Fort's Simon Ford.
All right, here we are on breaststroke. Newington swimmer still out front. I know that Beckett Schleier did well with Hobcott and breaststroke. I think I see him moving up a bit. He's in lane 7 in that red cap.
He's second, just behind Tarleton Thiessen from Newington.
Sam Weisner looking good.
And it's a race here on the freestyle as Tarleton Thiessen trying to hold off the field here and set the time to beat. He comes in at 114.95. Second place went to Weisner in 115.81. And third was Schleier in 116.01. Looks like the top 5 swimmers were faster than that Ricardo De Castro's time from the previous heat. Final heat. In lane 1, that's Ian Clare for Chamelon. 2 is Andres Jacquemus for Northbridge. In 3 is Reed Scott for Chamelon. In 4 is Jackson Gerard for North Charleston. 5 is Giovanni Sheffer. He was the breaststroke winner for Sneak Farm. 6 is Luke Odie from Newington. 7 is Jimmy Young for Ashboro. 8 is Finn Ruthier for North Charleston. 9 is Fletcher Leuschinger from Northbridge. And in 10 is Jason Chalupsky for Daniel Island.
All right, Daniel, North Charleston swimmer Jackson Gerard. Very close, though. Lots of people are very close together. Giovanni's strongest strokes are breaststroke and freestyle. So his back half is going to be strong. Let's see how Jackson can hold on to the lead.
Jimmy Young for Ashboro. I believe he already has 2 event wins today. Trying to hold off Jackson Gerard there. As we hit the breaststroke the freestyle turn, it is Jimmy Young turning first. And on the way home now, Young is going to hold off the field for his 3rd win today. His time will be 104.75. Gerard second in 105.11. Third was Scott in 105.39.
5-second drop for Jimmy Young to win that event. Here he is on his freestyle. Really pulled away on the back half of that race, breaststroke and freestyle. Nice job to him. Congratulations to Ashboro.